Hello, everybody. I think we're ready. Are you guys ready for RidgeKids? Yes. So we hope that you guys are ready at home as well. So if this is your first time watching RidgeKids or your guys' first time being here, welcome. So we've been doing this for several months now, and this is our kids ministry service. So on a normal Sunday, back before, we would do this in the gym with the kids, and we'd do something similar, and some of you guys have seen that. If you're watching at home, same thing in our gym. So we're doing the same thing today, and we want you guys to be able to do it at home. So we have some families here at church with us, so this is going to be awesome participating, and then you guys at home too, we want you guys to be participating along with us. So my friend Wedley's up here with me, and Wedley, what do you got hanging around your neck there?
I have a binocular hanging around my neck.
Awesome. Can you look out at everybody with those binoculars? Let's see, what do they look like?
Wow, they look really
You guys can wave. Oh, wow. I can see the camera at home, but hopefully you guys can see us. Wedley, what else do we have up here? What's this thing?
We have a telescope.
Okay, a telescope. What do we do with a telescope? Anybody know what you do with a telescope? Some of you guys are going like this. Wedley, what do we do with the telescope?
We use a telescope to look at things in space to make them look closer than they really are.
Okay, things in space, right? So that are really, really far away. Have you guys ever looked up at the stars or the moon or planets? Anybody ever done that? Yes. And if you're just looking with your eye, it's hard to see. But if you have one of these, Wedley, is it easier? Easier to focus?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot easier. Wedley, what's this over here?
That is a microscope.
That's a microscope. Anybody ever use a microscope? One of these? Yeah, can you guys go like this, like you're adjusting a microscope? What do we use a microscope for? Tell the person next to you, what do you use a microscope for if you know? If you don't know, just guess. What do we use this for? Okay, just shout it out wherever you are, home or here. What do we use a microscope for? Okay, did you hear that, Woodley? Yeah. I think I heard the right answer. What is it?
To look at things that are small to make them look bigger than they really are.
I heard that, and someone said close up, and someone said really small. So stuff that we look at under here, can we see it with our eye? No, not usually, right? You got to use a microscope. So all of these things, and we got some really cool old cameras, and we have the world's smallest camera. This is really cool. This is a real camera. It's the world's smallest camera. And all of these things are used to do what? See, somebody said, see small things. They help us to focus. Can everybody say focus? Focus. And if you're wondering why I got these silly glasses on here, they say focus, and it says on the side, Wedley, can you read that?
Take a closer look.
Take a closer look. So I think we have our faith slide. So if everybody, let's look at that. If we have our faith slide. Do you guys know what faith is? Anybody? Serenity knows. I see some hands up. Let's read this on 3, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. Faith. Trusting in what you can't see because of what you can see. So all these things are used to see stuff, right? And some of the stuff we actually can't see with our eye. But when we're talking about God, we can focus on the things that we can see around us, and it helps us to have faith in things that we can't see. Right? So today we're going to talk about Jesus and how we can trust that Jesus is real by the things that we see around us. So our theme, I think we have our theme this month. We have our theme slide, and it is focus. Can everybody say focus on 3? 1, 2, 3. Focus! And so when we talk about focusing, we're talking about focusing on God. All this month we're going to talk about that. So we're not talking about focusing on your schoolwork, although that's really important, right? Or focusing on your chores or listening to your parents, right? Those are all really important things. But Jesus tells us something a little bit different to focus on, right? And we're going to talk about that today. So, Wedley, have you ever seen the wind?
No.
Have you guys ever seen the wind? I see a few hands. Okay. Have you seen what the wind does? Okay, so without hitting the person next to you, pretend like you're a tree. And what does a tree do in the wind? You can do it out in front if you want, Wedley. Okay, why does a tree move like that? Because of the wind, right? And the faster the wind blows, the faster the tree moves. But what about when the wind is blowing on your face? Has anyone ever stuck their head out the window of a car? Okay, I want you to try this. Somebody did that. So I want you to do this. Pretend like you're going to stick your head out the window of the car and then make a face that the wind would make. Ready, go. Okay. How come your face did that? The wind, but you can't see the wind. Can you see the wind, or you just see what the wind does, right? Pretty cool, huh, Wedley? So think of some other examples of things that you can't actually see, but you can see the effects of it. So we're going to talk about that today. Can sometimes we hear the wind? Yeah, we can hear the wind, right? We can see what it does, but we can't always see the actual wind. So faith works the same way. We can't always see God, right? And sometimes we see things that we think represent God, but we can't actually see God. And at someday we'll get to, right? And we'll be able to be face to face with God. But our faith tells us that people throughout history have lived for Jesus. So do you know anybody that loves God? Anybody know anybody that loves God? Okay, they might be seated next to you. It might be a family member, but you know somebody that loves God. So all throughout history, there's been people that love God. And because of what we see, we can trust that God is real. So what's the coolest thing you guys have seen this week? Think about that. What's the coolest thing you've seen this week? So if you're at home, we have our text in church number. If you're in church, it is appropriate to get your phone out, but we have that number. We want you to text in if you're at home. What's the coolest thing, the most awesome thing you've seen this week? So think about that. The number is 360-552-7794. Tell us, what's the most awesome thing? Wedley, what's the most awesome thing you've seen this week?
Probably the humongous storm today.
The big storm today? Yeah? Anybody else? What's something cool that you've seen this week? Serenity?
I went to a baby shower today, and the person who has the baby had a puppy.
Serenity went to a baby shower, and the person that had the baby shower had a really cute puppy. So a cute puppy. Okay, shout out. Claire, go ahead.
I liked watching the wind, and I liked watching the rain just fall down.
The rain, awesome. Watching the rain fall. Okay, Valerie?
Our neighbor's horse had a baby.
Ooh, neighbor's horse had a baby. Wow, I bet that was really cool to see. So text those things in. I want to see it. I'm going to check my phone, and if you're at home, we'll read a few of those. Pretty cool, huh, Wedley? So today we're going to talk about what we can do, and to kick this off, we're going to do something pretty amazing. Anybody like science experiments? So I don't know if this is actually a science experiment. It was questionable. I was telling my daughter about this and whether or not this was a science experiment. I think this isn't a science experiment. So I talked to a few of you guys. So we're going to get 3 tables out here at Wedley, and you're going to help me. So I think we were going to have for this activity the Bangerts, the Vasilises, and the Lopez family. If you guys want to come up here, we're going to get this set up. At home, if you're at home, get some milk, a bowl, dish soap, and either a toothpick or a Q-tip. So if you're at home, get milk, dish soap, a bowl, and a Q-tip or a toothpick. All right, so go ahead and get that. Wedley and Zai is going to set up. If we called your name, come on up. Wed, can you come?
Okay.
All right, so we got our teams here. Go ahead and get around the tables. Okay, and at home, hopefully you guys have, can everybody hold up your bowl? Everybody hold your bowl up carefully. Your bowl. Now, kids, we're going to have to do teamwork. Can you guys work together? Yes, thumbs up if you can work together. Help each other. Okay, at home, make sure you guys are working together. And you have a little bit of soap. Don't do anything with the soap yet. And food coloring. I forgot food coloring. If you're at home, go grab some food coloring. Can you guys hold up your food coloring? Okay. And milk. The last thing is milk. Anybody out there watching know what we're going to do here? I see a few heads nodding. Anybody at home know? Okay, and we're talking about focusing, right? We're going to take a closer look. So pour the milk in. So we're going to put the milk in the bowl. Okay, there we go. Milk in this one. And then as you're putting your milk in the bowl, it's best if you have a see-through container, but you don't have to have a see-through bowl, but that helps. All right, now take turns here, and each person in your team put a drop of food coloring. So if you got two, now keep them spread out. Try to keep them spread out. There you go. There's one. Two. There's two there. One more. Go ahead and put at least 3. If you only have a few people, do at least 3 there. 3 people? Perfect. Okay. Go ahead, maybe put one more kind of spread on the side there. Good. We got there just maybe put a couple more drops of color in there for you guys. You got how many? 4 drops? Okay. Just maybe one like right there. Okay, you guys know what we're going to do next? So look down at your color. Is this very interesting? Okay, try not to move the bowl. Try not to move the bowl yet. So just kind of lean over it. Pretty interesting over there. Okay, now this is called extreme change. So what does it mean when something changes? What do you guys think? When it changes, what's going to happen? Anybody think they know? So here's what you're going to do, is take your toothpick. Each of you can take a toothpick. And I want you to dip it in your soap. So you got your dish soap. Dip the toothpick in the soap. And then you're going to touch it in the milk next to your dot of color. Okay, and see what happens. Touch it down in there, on your color, right down there. What's happening to the color, you guys?
It's like mixing and making a rainbow.
It's making a rainbow, and you don't even really have to stir it. Just drop it in there. Okay, get a little bit more soap. Get a little bit more soap, and you don't even have to stir it. Ruthie and Matthew, what's happening down here? Drop some soap in there. Let's see what happens. Drop it right next to this side there. Is it doing anything under there? Drop a little bit more. And then you can kind of stir it up. Okay, so what's left in your bowl? Guys, what's going on with your colors down here? What happened? It spread it, right? So what happens is, and you can look this up, you guys, to see why this happens. But the soap goes down into the milk, and it causes a reaction, and it mixes everything up, and it changes it, right? So does this actually kind of look like artwork now? Yeah. What color did you guys end up with? Purple. They got purple here, kind of a purple. Guys, you kind of have a bluish green there. Lavender. Okay, so let's think about this, you guys. We took something like milk and dish soap, and we made something really cool. And you guys can try this at home. And when you do it right, the whole thing just spreads it, and it swirls it, and you don't even have to mix it, and it's just a reaction. So this is a change we didn't expect. And by adding soap to milk, it completely changed how it looked. And something simple can change into something beautiful. So let me ask you guys this. Can people change? Okay, can people change? If we just drop soap on people, does that make them change? No, maybe it makes them less stinky, but it doesn't really change who we are, right? But this made something beautiful and amazing out of something simple, right? So today we're going to talk about somebody whose life was completely changed. Does anybody know anybody in the Bible whose life was changed? Anybody? Just shout out. Anybody know someone? Paul, Mary. Anybody else? There's lots of people, right? Anybody know anyone sitting around them or in their own life that their life has changed? Okay, good. And some of you guys, you could say that about each other. So a little bit later, we're going to talk about a story where somebody's life was changed. But before we do that, we're going to sing and worship God. You guys, does that sound good? Okay, so I think there's somebody here that's going to lead us. Her name's Jemima. Does anyone know Jemima? Okay, so on 3, let's yell Jemima. I don't know where she's at. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there she is. Okay, let's go ahead and hop down. Jemima's here. So you guys can stand up. If you're at home, you can stand up. We're going to sing. Feel free to sing out. You can do the motions if you want, but we're just going to worship God together.
All right, guys. Yeah, good job. Stand up. All right. Are you guys ready to sing? Can you guys be super loud? We haven't had people here for a long time. You're going to be really loud. All right. Yes. Oh, there we go. All right. All right, so you guys better be super loud. I will sing forever of your love come down. With my hands to heaven, shout your praises loud. I was lost in darkness when you pulled me out. I will sing forever of your love come down. Good job, guys. I could not see. Chains of sin had shackled me, but God in heaven heard my plea, and Jesus, Jesus rescued me. Jesus, Jesus rescued me. I will sing forever of your love come down. With my hands to heaven, shout your praises loud. I was lost in darkness. You pulled me out. I will sing forever of your love come down. Good job. Alright, now Grace So Sweet. Now Grace So Sweet, it floods my soul, and hope eternal won't let go. My daddy raised at Calvary, 'cause Jesus, Jesus rescued me. Jesus, Jesus rescued me. I will sing forever of your love come down. With my hands to heaven, shout your praises loud. I was lost in darkness when you pulled me out. I will sing forever of your love come down. Good job. Alright, well there's a home. Well there's a home beyond the sky. A song we'll sing for all of time. The grave is empty, I am free, 'cause Jesus, Jesus rescued me. Jesus, Jesus rescued me. Alright, super loud, ready? I will sing forever of your love come down. With my hands to heaven, shout your praises loud. I was lost in darkness when you pulled me out. I will sing forever of your love come down. I will sing forever of your love come down. With my hands to heaven, shout your praises loud. I was lost in darkness when you pulled me out. I will sing forever of your love come down. I will sing forever of your love come down. I will sing forever of your love come down. Alright, awesome job, guys. Alright, good job. So we're going to learn a new song now. Hopefully you guys know it, but if you guys know it, then sing it really loud and try and follow along. So, let's do it. Alright. I was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight?
to put our prayer hands up. We're going to shake them out. On the count of 3, we're going to close them and bow our heads and talk to God. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Dear Jesus, I pray for everybody that are at their homes that they'll feel better and that they'll have a great day. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you guys. Great job. Is it pretty awesome to just be able to sing and praise God? Yes, and to be able to do it around each other too. So if you guys are at home, it's the same. Wherever you are, Wedley was praying, Jemima was singing, we were singing out that God hears us wherever we are. So whether we're in the church building or we're in our house or we're out somewhere outside, God is with us. And nothing can stop that. So feel free to, this is online, you have the video, watch it throughout the week, sing it every day. Did it feel better to be singing out to God? Yeah, I agree. So feel free to do that all the time. Just be going around singing to God. So thank you guys. And to make sure we're asking Him for strength. I think we have our Bible verse up here. So anybody memorize the memory verse for this month? I know this is only the second week, but let's go ahead and throw it up there. So this is our memory verse for the month. Remember, if you memorize it, you get $1. So parents, there you go, kids. If you want me to send you $1, just message me and I will, if they get this, I'll send them $1. So let's go ahead, just wherever you're at, let's just go ahead and read it to yourself. Ready? On 3. And if you're at home, let's read this out loud, just in your families. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Being sure of what we do not see. Hebrews 11:1. So our faith is being sure of what we hope for. So this is a tough time. A lot of people don't have any hope right now, right? Have you guys felt hopeless at all this last little while, right? You're like, nothing's going right. I can't do this, I can't do that. Maybe bad things are happening to you. But what this tells us is our faith is being sure of what we hope for, and it is being sure of what we do not see. So when you tell somebody about Jesus and they say, why do you believe in Jesus? You can share that with them, right? Maybe you've experienced something in your life. I know Jesus has changed my life, right? And I know He's changed people around me, and He's changed some of your guys' lives. And I know a lot of you guys, some of you guys at home, that's real. That's real change. We did that little fun activity with the experiment, right? We saw change there. We see change in people's lives. And that's what Jesus does. That's what this verse tells us. Okay, so let's memorize that this week, kids. And I have a text-in answer. So some of those people that had a hard time in the Bible, right? Did you guys share some of those? Somebody texted in, the Duclos family, Joseph had a hard time in the Bible, maybe? You guys know Joseph? Yep. Something awesome that they saw was lightning this week. Cool. Somebody saw a cute puppy. Awesome. Family. I got to see my family. That's a good one. And my grandma and grandpa. And the rain, it was amazing. Somebody else said the rain was amazing, right? And then we got another text in from that. So we see these amazing things around us. But the person we're going to talk about today is a guy named Saul. Anybody know anybody named Saul in the Bible? There's a couple Sauls. I wonder which one. Actually, I think we might have someone here with us today. Who do you think's back here? Saul. Let's see. Let's say, come on out. Oh, wow. Can we give him a hand? Hey, how are you doing, Saul?
Good.
Wow. You aged. What's something awesome you've seen this week, Saul?
The rain.
The rain, cool. That's awesome. So, Saul, can you grab one of those Bibles there? So today we're going to talk about somebody named Saul. Now, when God interacted with him, He changed his name. What did his name become? What is your name now?
Paul.
Oh, hi, Paul. Nice to meet you. Can everyone say hi, Paul? Hi, Paul. So, when he was a young man, when Saul was a young man, he was sent to Jerusalem. Have you guys heard of Jerusalem? And he studied under this famous guy. Anybody know his name? He was a rabbi. Bonus points. Anybody? It starts with a G. Gamaliel. Okay, so he studied under this guy, and you learned a lot from him, right? And were you following all God's rules? You were. Actually, you were like following all of the rules, right? All the Jewish laws and rules, and you were really good at that, right? Was your faith important to you? Yeah, it was, right? It was really important to him. But Jesus changed everything for you, right? Wow. We'd really love to hear that story today. Would you guys like to hear that story? Okay, and do any of you guys want Jesus to change your life? Yeah, has he already changed some of you guys? Yeah, I know that, and he's going to continue to do that. So I want to hear your story, but before we do that, I wonder if we have a fun activity that can help everybody to focus on God. What do you think? You are a man of few words. But I've read about you, and you're courageous for Jesus, huh? So when you start talking about Jesus, you'll probably just keep talking, won't you? Okay. All right. Can you guys give Paul a hand? All right. Thanks, Paul. Okay. So what we need right now is, if you're at home, you need a piece of paper, a marker, a pencil, and if you guys have them in the end of your rows there, and you'll need a Bible. And we're going to call a few families, a few kids up here. I think I talked to most of you, but Evans, do you want to grab a partner in your seat there? Grab somebody to come on up. Serenity's going to come on up. And I think Anderlyn and maybe a few of the Stewart boys are going to come up. And if you're in the rows, grab a piece of paper. Everybody needs a piece of paper. Hold that paper up. Something to write with. Okay, you guys will go right there. Anderlyn's on you got the other one? We can put that one there. Serenity, you can go right here. Okay, and you guys, I realize you just have a piece of paper. It might be a little tricky to write on, but if you want to come up and grab an extra Bible, you can have something to write on. You guys need an extra Bible to write on? So I think we have the verse reference. We can put that on the screen. It is in Acts. So let's everybody read this together. Everybody read this on 3. 1, 2, 3. Acts chapter 9, verses 1 through 9. Okay, so go ahead and look up in your Bible, Acts chapter 9. Does anybody know what Acts it comes right after what book? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and then what? Acts. So go ahead and look that up. Okay, you guys up here, I want you to draw a line to cut your paper in half. So Serenity is going to draw a line right here. Stewart boys, you can go ahead and draw it vertically if you want. Draw a line right down the middle. You guys in the audience, draw a line. Parents, you can do this too. Okay, so on the top right here, at the very top, write BC. Everybody write B as in boy, C as in cotton candy. So BC at the top. Does anyone know what BC stands for? Ben? Ben? Before Christ? So, and this actually, that is true, but we're actually talking about before Christ because we're talking about Paul. So did Paul have a life before Christ? Yeah, because he didn't believe in Jesus a good portion of his life. So are you guys ready? So drawers, you guys need to work together. Family members, you can work together. And we're going to read this Bible verse. And you guys are going to draw what you think of. So you can either draw a picture or you can draw words, whatever you'd like. Okay? So get that ready to go. If you are at home, you can go ahead and read it out loud to your family. I'm going to have some people up here help me read. Okay, are we ready? Drawers, are you ready? Okay, whatever comes to mind. So each of you need a pencil. Okay, audience, you're going to be, wherever you are at home here, you're going to draw and write when you think of this. Okay, here we go. Meanwhile, Saul continued to oppose the Lord's followers. He said they would be put to death. Okay, remember Saul, we just met him. Okay, he said that the Jesus followers would be put to death. He went to the high priest and he asked the high priest for letters to the synagogues in Damascus. He wanted to find men and women who belonged to the way of Jesus. Why do you think he wanted to find them? Okay, was he going to be nice or not nice? Probably, let's see here. The letters would allow him to take them as prisoners to Jerusalem. So was he going to be nice? No, he wasn't. On his journey, Saul approached Damascus. Listen to this. Suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him. Saul fell to the ground. He heard a voice speak to him. Saul, Saul, why are you opposing me? What do you guys think he did next? Would you guys wonder who the voice was? Saul said, "Who are you, Lord?" Saul asked. The voice said, "I am Jesus," he replied. "I am the one you are opposing. Now get up and go into the city. There you will be told what you must do." Okay, is that the end of the story? What do you guys think? No, it's not. If you've never read this, it's really cool. So we're going to keep going here. The men traveling with Saul stood there. They weren't able to speak. They heard the sound, but they didn't see anyone. What do you guys think Saul did? Anybody know? He's on the ground, right? Did he get up? So Saul got up from the ground and he opened his eyes. Everybody close your eyes. Drawers, close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. And we're going to open them on 3. 1, 2, 3. He opened his eyes, but he couldn't see. Can you guys see? Saul couldn't see, so listen to what happened. So they led him by the hand into Damascus. Everyone hold up a 3. For 3 days he was blind, and he didn't eat or drink anything. Wow. Some of you guys probably couldn't go 3 hours without eating, huh? So 3 days, and he couldn't see. So how are we doing there with our drawings? Good? You guys doing good out there? Okay, there's lots of things you could have drawn. So 3 days, Saul couldn't see, he didn't eat or drink. Now, as I can hear some of you working together, and you working together at home, how was it to work together? How was the teamwork over here, Stuart?
Well,
I heard some yelling at each other. How was it, Wedley?
pretty stressful.
Okay, stressful. Can anyone relate to that, having stress with your family? Come on, you guys, raise your hands. Okay, so it was a struggle. Now, Saul struggled with God before he met Jesus. So Saul and God were like this. And Saul thought he was doing what God wanted him to do. But God got Saul's attention in a very dramatic way. What do you think God uses or does to get someone's attention today? So think about that. What does he do to get someone's attention today? Parents, has God ever gotten your attention? Kids, anybody? Has God ever gotten you guys' attention? So, several years later, and we're gonna hear more about this story, but we read in 1 Corinthians 15, 1 and 11, and it describes what his life was like after that. So we're gonna watch something here in a little bit, and we're gonna do the second half of the story. So, down at the bottom of your paper, on the second half of your paper, I want you to write something here. Paul ended up writing a lot of the New Testament. And BC for Paul stands for before Christ. And when we read in 1 Corinthians, he talks about what his life was like after he learned about Jesus. Okay, so down here we're going to write AC, and that is after Christ, or that's after he met Christ. So a lot of times we hear AD, after death, but this is Paul's life with Christ. All right, tell the person next to you, good job, good drawing. Can anybody tell us about what you drew? You guys want to tell us a few things down here? Okay, what did you guys draw down here?
Well, that's Saul putting guys to death. That's Saul, Jesus, getting Saul's attention and, having the bright light. And that's Saul, some guy helping Saul, and then he's not eating any or drinking.
Okay, good job, you guys. Serenity, anything you want to highlight there?
No, it's like theirs.
Kind of like theirs. It looks good. What's this up here? Jesus. Okay, she's got Jesus there. And the Stewart boys, you got a house and some different things. Good job. Anything you guys want to highlight for us that you wrote there? Wedley?
I put a man that was angry.
Who was the angry man?
I forgot, but it's one of the people in the beginning of the story, like you were saying, like they weren't like really happy.
Yeah. And I think Saul was really unhappy, right? Even though he felt like he was doing what God wanted. So here's our challenge. We're going to try to find ways that God gets our attention. And so at the end of this day, you're going to go back and you're going to write what Saul's life is like after he meets Jesus. And then what I want you to do this week, you guys, in your families at home, I want you guys to spend time. What is your life like maybe before Jesus? And what's your life like after you have a relationship with Jesus? And kids, some of you, maybe you can't ever remember a time when you didn't love Jesus. And that's a blessing, right? And parents, maybe you can help them with, or you can share your story. What it was your life like maybe before you trusted in Jesus. And kids, you just keep on trusting Jesus. Can you guys do that? Okay, and he's going to continue to bless you and use you in your life in the world. Does that sound good? Okay, anybody know what we're going to watch next? Okay, the So-and-So Show. Parents, raise your hand if you've never seen the So-and-So Show. Okay, a few of you guys. So our volunteers in RidgeKids, when we're here at service, they might like the So-and-So Show better than the kids. I don't know. Kids, do you like the So-and-So Show? Yeah! Okay, so let's say So-and-So Show on 3, okay? And you guys at home too, ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Can you prep the top for me, please? Prepping the top. Top is prepped. Prep the base. Prepping the base. Base is prepped. Tweezers. Tweezers. Here's where it gets really delicate. Wipe. Wiping. Wiped. Thank you. You're welcome. And close it up. Closing it up. You did it.
Nah, we did it. Feed me.
Feeding you? It's good?
Hello everyone, my name is Brandon.
And I am John.
This is the So-and-So Show. Buddy, you okay?
Oh, I'm fine, Brandon. I'm focused and no one's gonna catch me not focusing. Oh, what was that?
Did you lose your focus?
Oh, man! Okay, I'm gonna do better this time.
Why, John?
Brandon, I have struggled with being able to focus my whole life. There are always things competing for my attention.
Yeah, like having guests on the show?
Yes, exactly, like having a guest on the show. It totally breaks my concentration.
It's time for someone who knows stuff. Seat? Yep, right there. Okay.
One moment, please.
Alrighty. What are you,
Hello. Guten Tag. How are you both?
We're focused.
We're good. Hans, thank you so much. Can you tell everyone who you are and what you know?
Hello, my name is Hans Decibel. I am an audio engineer with a recent interest in Foley artistry.
And what is that exactly?
I am so glad you asked this question to me.
Thank you.
Many of the sounds we hear in film and in television are not recorded live, but are inserted after the fact by a Foley artist.
Oh, that's very interesting. So
Yeah.
if I'm watching a movie and I see someone walking up some creaky stairs, the stairs don't actually have to be creaky. They can be added later by a Foley artist. The creaky
This
sounds.
is correct.
Wow, that's cool.
What's in the suitcase?
I have brought with me here today a selection of audio properties that I use in the creation of my sound effects. I will now make the sound, and you will guess what is the sound.
Oh, so it's like a game.
Yeah. I have brought blindfolds.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right.
Here, put it in my hand, and I gotta look at them. Okay.
Okay, I guess it goes like that. Okay.
Oh, this makes it really hard to focus.
Okay, John, you can focus with your ears too, you know.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Just listen.
That's right.
All right.
All right, right. Okay, ready.
Very good.
That's the sound of a suitcase opening.
This is correct.
He hasn't started yet, John.
Whatever, I am focused.
Okay. Sound number 1.
That sounds like my dog, Brutus, running down the hallway to greet me when I get home from work. Is that you, Brutus? Come here, Brutus. Come here.
Aha! I have fooled you. This was not Brutus, but the sound of paper clips on a cutting board, making the tippy-tappy sound of canine claws on laminate flooring. Sound number 2.
Oh, that's a horse.
This is correct. Number 3.
Oh, I know. Oh, man, that sounds just like a bird flapping its wings.
Whoa, where is it?
Sound number 4. Oh, it's so cold in here. Is this snow on the ground? No! It is just a bag of cornstarch. Oh, I'm slipping. I hope I don't fall and break a bone. Ouch! Oh. It's the pain. Ouch!
Are you all right? Do we need to call an ambulance?
What? I have fooled you again. This was only the sound of celery ribs.
Oh! Wow, that was incredible.
Yeah, I'll never look at celery the same way again. And cornstarch, that's amazing.
This is correct. Ordinary things become extraordinary when you open your eyes and ears to the possibilities.
Oh, that's a really cool way to put
I will now explore the space to find ordinary things to make extraordinary.
Okay.
Think this is a good idea?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh!
No!
What in the world?
Ha! I have fooled you for a third time. By dropping this box of knives and forks on the ground, I made you believe I was destroying your room. It is a good joke.
Yes, that's very funny. You know what? I think that's all the time we have.
Ha!
Okay, my focus is completely gone now.
Then let's get back on track. It's Bible story time with Kellen.
Hey, Kellen.
Kellen.
Kellen!
Oh. Hey, guys. Sorry about that.
What you listening to?
I was listening to an old-time radio show. That's what people did for home entertainment before television. I used to listen to them as a kid.
How old are you, Kellen?
Actually, I think it would be really cool if we could tell today's story like an old radio show with sound effects and everything. Is Hans still there?
Yeah.
How did you...
Take it away, Kellen.
Okay, I now present Saul on the Road to Damascus, radio style. Jesus had been killed, And the people who didn't like what Jesus stood for thought they heard the last of him. But then a rumor started going around that Jesus came back from the dead. And more people were becoming followers of a new Jesus movement called the Way. They had to be stopped. And one of the people in charge of stopping them was Saul of Tarsus.
I am Saul of Tarsus, and I shall do everything I can to oppose Jesus Christ of Nazareth. You there? Who? Me? Yes, you. Are you a follower of the Way? I am. Seize him.
Saul went from place to place to find Jesus followers and have them put into jail. And even put to death. Saul asked permission from the high priest to travel to other cities so he could arrest even more followers of the Way. And that's why Saul was traveling on the road to Damascus. Saul and the men he was traveling with had letters that gave Saul permission to arrest any Jesus follower he wanted. He was determined to complete his mission. He was focused. But then, an incredible thing happened. A light from heaven flashed all around Saul and his companions. Saul fell to the ground. And he heard a voice.
Saul, Saul, why are you opposing me? Who are you, Lord? I am Jesus. I am the one you are opposing. Now get up and go into the city. There you will be told what you must do.
The men with Saul heard a sound, but they were unable to speak. The men helped Saul to his feet. But when Saul opened his eyes, he couldn't see anything. So he had to be led to Damascus by hand. For 3 days, Saul didn't eat or drink anything. What will happen next? Will Saul regain his sight? Will he continue to oppose Jesus? You'll have to wait until next time to find out.
You can't leave it like that, Kellen.
That's how all old-time radio shows end. You always have to wait until next time.
Or you can read what happens next yourself. It's right here in Acts chapter 9.
I don't like waiting.
All right, then.
Besides, there's a lot to learn with just this part of the story. Saul was so focused on his mission that he was missing what was really important. It took a bright light on a road for God to really get Saul's attention.
Okay, I get it. So focusing is a bad thing.
No, I just think we need to check in with God a lot more to make sure we're focused on the right things.
Great idea. Thanks, Kellen.
Yep. You guys know where I'll be. I'll see you around.
That was fun.
I agree.
Hey.
Much fun.
Hans, you're still here.
Yeah. I am here to say, reveal the question.
Maybe a little more energy.
Reveal the question!
That worked?
Yeah.
The question of the day is, how does God try to get your attention?
Hey, that's a good question. You know, he's never appeared to me in a bright light, I can tell you that.
Me either. Hans?
Yeah. Many times.
How does God try to get your attention? Is it like a small voice inside you, or a big crack of thunder, or is it something we've never thought about? Talk about it together.
Sound waves. So mysterious.
You're telling me. Hey, we'll see you next time on the So-and-So Show.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Brandon, do you know what today is?
I do, John.
What is
it's
it?
our one.
So, I know those guys are silly, but pretty incredible story. So, Saul couldn't deny it. And if you've never read that story, I suggest parents go back with your kids, read that story this week. It's an incredible story. And Saul is one of my favorite guys in the Bible because he was so sure of his love for Jesus. So kids, have you ever told anybody about Jesus? Kids, anybody? I know a few of you guys have. Okay, but does it kind of make you nervous sometimes? Because you're worried how the person's going to treat you? So Paul just went around and he told everybody about Jesus. And he was passionate about it because he had met Jesus. So I want you guys to think about, what if you met Jesus like Paul did? Would that change your life a little bit? It would change your whole life, right? But some of us could say, I've met Jesus, because we've seen and we've felt what Jesus does in our lives. And I think we have our bottom line. Easton, if you could put that up for us, and then we're going to read this together. And I want you guys to think about that this week and really live it out. It says that you can know Jesus even though you've never seen him. So what that means is that you can have a relationship with Jesus. So whether you're at church or you're on your sports team or at school, that you can know Jesus. So families, we're going to answer a few questions. Can you guys do that as a family? And I want you to have a discussion about this. So Jemima's going to come on up. And we're going to talk about how can God speak to us through things that we see around us or in our own lives. So Jemima, you've got it. And then families, you guys are just going to talk about it in your groups.
All right. So our first question is, how does God try to get your attention? So go ahead and you guys with your families and at home, go ahead and talk through that. All right, I'll read that one more time. So how does God try to get your attention? All right, so our second question is, if God tries to get someone's attention but they ignore him, does God ever give up? So go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. And I'll read that one more time. So if God tries to get someone's attention but they ignore him, does he ever give up?
How come? Tell your family how come he doesn't give up.
Alright, so our third question is, in what ways might a follower of Jesus view the following areas of life differently than those who don't follow him? So the first area is money. So how would somebody that follows Jesus view money versus somebody that doesn't follow Jesus?
What do you guys think? How does follow
Alright, and then the second point is people. So how would a follower of Jesus view people, where a follower of Jesus, where someone who doesn't follow Jesus would view people? And then the next one is sickness or death. So how would somebody who follows Jesus view sickness or death, and how would somebody who doesn't follow Jesus view sickness or death? Alright, and then the next one is time. So how would somebody who follows Jesus view time versus somebody who doesn't follow Jesus? Okay, and then the last one is the Bible. So how does somebody who follows Jesus view the Bible versus somebody who doesn't? All right, and then our last question is, if you could meet Jesus the way that Saul did, how do you think it would impact your faith?
Okay, this is a great question. You got to explain that, everybody, to your family. If Jesus came and had that bright light like Saul did, how would that change how you think about God? Jemima, how would that change the way you think about God?
It would make it easier to be able to talk to somebody, talk to Jesus.
Have you guys ever wanted to see like God just do a miracle right in front of you? Yeah. Then we'd never have to question him, right? We would just say, I've seen this, and this is why Paul was so passionate, right? Okay, but have some of you guys seen God do things in your own life? Yeah, right? And so then it's our job to go out and share that with people, right? That's why I'm here. So that's why Jemima's here, I know that. So great job. Can you guys continue that discussion this week? All right. Jemima, can we pray for that? So Jemima's going to pray out, and then can you pray for all the kids? And I'll pray for the parents, that we could do that this week?
Awesome. So you guys want to put your hands up? Shake them out. Ready? All right. Dear Lord, thank you so much that we are here and that we have some people here and some people at home. I pray for the kids this week that they'll be able to follow Jesus and see him in his way. Amen.
And Jesus, I just thank you for each of these families. I thank you for the parents that are here right now. Lord, I pray that you would bless them this week. Give them strength to just continue to invest in their kids, to help them to know you. And Lord, if whatever they're struggling with, the parents in the room, the parents watching online, Lord, I pray that you would just speak into that area of their life, that you'd lift them up, encourage them right now as they're tired or frustrated or discouraged about whatever's going on in their life or their family's life. Lord, give them strength. That's why we're here tonight. We ask you for your help. And Lord, I just pray that these parents would be encouraged by you to live in your will. We love you, Jesus. And everyone said, amen. All right, can you guys say thank you to Jemima? Isn't Jemima pretty awesome? So, actually, in speaking on that, Jemima will be here this summer. She's going to be helping with a lot of the kids' ministry stuff. So, kids, are you going to be excited to see Jemima around a little bit? Yes. And on that note, everybody, in July, we're planning some kids' day camps. So it has to be 50 people or less, similar to what we're doing in a church service. But we're going to have an arts camp where we'll have cooking, art, music, and games. And then we're going to do a sports camp where we're going to have sports rotations. And it'll be here at the church. We'll be following guidelines, but you guys can be looking forward to that. And if you want to come back to this, or if you're at home and you want to come to a RidgeKids service, 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be back. Next week, we're going to do a midweek taping of this, and then we'll play it. But in 2 weeks, we'll be back on a Saturday night. So, and hopefully you guys are watching wherever you guys are at. We're with you guys, and I think we've got some Prize Patrol people in the audience. Where's our Prize Patrol at? Oh, there they are. Come on up. Prize Patrol. Okay, a few of the families here have won the Prize Patrol, but if you just email me something that God's doing in your family's life, you guys can wave those around. Or if you do the text in church number, a prayer request, something that God is doing that he's telling your family, we're going to take all those replies and we put them into a big virtual spinning wheel. Everyone go like this, and it goes ding, 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 and it stops on a family. And then you can have pizza. Has anyone had Rosar's Pizza? Yeah. It's good. Or Sadie and Josie's Bakery? Oh, yeah. Or a fresh fruit basket? Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. Okay, so any of those. So we love to hear from you guys. Email me, message me, prayer requests. Let me know you guys are getting those Bible verses, and we'll win the Prize Patrol. How about that, guys? Okay, and then I will deliver it to your house. So parents, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for you that are watching. Let's be intentional this week as parents, right? Our kids need us more than ever, and you guys are all here. You're investing in your kids. Thank you for that. If you're watching, you've invested time to be an investment in your kids' lives for Jesus, and we thank you for that. So turn to your parents, kids. Tell them thank you, I love you. If you're at home, tell them thank you, I love you. Tell them Jesus loves you. Okay, and kids, I want you to pray for your parents this week. Can you do that? Everybody give me a thumbs up if you will pray for your family. Pray for your parents. Okay, make that a habit. Maybe start tonight when you go to bed and maybe read a chapter of the Bible. Can you guys do that with your family? Okay, and then ask Jesus into your life. Say, Jesus, be with me this week. Can we do that? All right, keep doing it if you're already doing it. Okay, we're going to tell everybody, there's people watching at home on their thing and on the whatever device, and these guys, so we will say, see you later, Ridge Kids. We'll do it on 3, okay, ready? Everybody will say, see you later, Ridge Kids. 1, 2, 3. See you later, Ridge Kids. All right, thank you guys.